Your book and concept, Vegetarian Before 6 p.m., where did that come from? Because it's very interesting, and I'll be honest, the last 3 to 6 months I've had more people talking about plant-based diets, and a lot of people from different angles, and it's just something that I'm becoming more aware of and practicing myself. But I hadn't really heard of this concept before 6 p.m., but it sounds doable.
Well, that's the thing, it's a trick. So I wrote How to Cook Everything Vegetarian, and I was already convinced, but I was more convinced that I and everybody else should be eating a more plant-heavy diet.
Okay. And this was a while back you wrote
this. Was also about 10 years ago.
Okay. And you weren't vegetarian then?
I'm not vegetarian now.
Okay. So you're kind of forcing yourself to try something.
Right. Well, I needed some rules. I do better with, and then this is a personal thing. Everybody's different, or at least there are several different personality types, and I'm of the personality type where I do much better if I have rules for myself. And so I could say, I'm going to eat more moderately, or I'm going to eat less meat, but if there's no structure, then it just doesn't happen. So I did this. I thought, well, why don't I, a couple people, including one of my doctors, suggested that I become vegan, and I was overweight at the time, and I'm more overweight than I am now, and had sort of borderline high blood pressure and borderline high blood sugar. It was like every number was moving in the wrong direction. So a couple people suggested that I become vegan, and I thought, I'm never gonna do that. It's not gonna happen. So then I thought, well, I should figure something out, because that's probably the direction. And it's not that there are no overweight vegans. Coca-Cola and French fries are vegan, but if you start concentrating on eating, whole foods, whole grains, largely unprocessed foods, more vegetables, legumes, nuts, and so on, you're gonna have it's a healthier diet. This is indisputable. So I thought, well, why don't I just eat like a vegan fanatic until 6 o'clock every day, and then do whatever the hell I want to do for dinner. And I did that. I still do that. I lost a lot of weight, and all my blood numbers went in the right direction, and then I wrote a book about it. But it wasn't an intellectual concept, really. It was kind of like a practical experiment on myself. And it worked. So, I never say to people, you got to do vegan before 6. I say vegan before 6 is a strategy for eating more plants and less junk food and less meat. But that any strategy that works for you is fine with me. I don't care how people do it. But most people in, wealthy industrialized countries could stand to eat a more plant-based diet. I don't know that means that everybody needs to become vegan. I don't think it does. But I think it's safe to say that most people need to eat fewer hyper-processed food and less hyper-processed food and fewer animal products. And this is one way of doing that.